Let's go. Share screen. All right. It is the 17th of October. This is what? Daily ES. Now we seem to be pretty flat. So we're going to see which way we decide to go. It kind of looks like it's a down, kind of looks like we have a little bit of a down here, but we didn't cross below a low. So I think we're going to leave it alone from the downside, is what I mean by that. But we're going to go to a lower time frame and we're going to see what we can see. Obviously, so we started a little higher, we dropped a little lower, and now we're rallying kind of into the middle. Maybe there is something we can find to get into, but we are in the middle of all of this. Kind of was an area that broke a previous high over here. Retested it immediately, bounced back up. Is it gonna hold it if it gets back there? I don't know. I don't love that, right? You usually want the first retest, not the second or the third. So don't love that one. This one would have been a fabulous trade, but I wasn't here for that. That was at 3 a.m. So I think most people weren't here for that one. When was this created? 5, and then it bounced right at the market open. So, okay, it might be a stronger area than I initially thought it was. Yeah, it's kind of coming out of that area a little bit. I don't think it looks all that fabulous. Nope. The lower I get, the worse it looks. Yeah. I don't like any of it. It's loading. There we go. I don't like that supply either. I mean, it was, right? You had a low point. It stopped, broke the low. It kind of rejected it a couple of times. But, again, I'm biased to the upside on all major indexes. So I have a real hard time shorting them. But I'll do it every once in a while. But either way, I missed that trade, so it doesn't matter. If I wanted to, right? It's already been in it. It's already left. I can't chase it down here. That would be ridiculous. My risk would be way bigger than it would be up here. It wouldn't be $17 a contract. It would be much larger. So, yeah, we're not doing that. All right, let me see here. Back a little bit of a higher time frame. Nope. Still not good. Maybe it was 15 minutes that I saw something. 15 or 10. 15 was this. Okay. 10 minutes, though, had this little area that it's kind of sitting in right now. It's not horrible. It broke through an area of sellers in here, but not amazing. It is, I mean, it is sitting kind of in the zone, so the risk is actually smaller. I'll throw 2 contracts on it as kind of like a
order submitted.
Not super confident, but if it wants to pull up and pull out, that's great. But if not, I'm not taking a crazy amount of risk on this trade. But we'll see what happens. I might get stopped out in the next 30 seconds. Who knows? All right, I'm going to let that one kind of hang out and work. And then let's make sure this is appropriately below this. What's that line? 56. Okay. So yeah, I'm 5 ticks below the line. I think we're all right. And this one, so what is that risk? It's about 9 points. So it'll be about 9 points on this side. Right? Give me a little 1-to-1 bounce if you want to, and then I can take some profit off the trade and make it less risky. All right, let's see. We're going to go look at the NASDAQ, see if the NASDAQ is doing something very similar. It is. It's even in a very similar zone. Look how much more expensive that zone was than the other one. Just for reference, the other one, $62 a risk. And we're in the middle of it, so it's less than that, right? It's probably 50 or so. I'd have to do the math, and I'm not going to do it. Oh, almost hit a target. You're real close. Okay, back over here. Yeah, see how they look pretty similar? I'm glad they're going with each other, right? If this one started turning on me, I would not be happy. So the ES, it was close. Let's see on a lower time frame what it looks like. Oh, it was like a tick away. You pain in the butt. That's okay. That's totally fine. Let me go see what natural gas is doing. I have been trying to get into a big natural gas trade for a while now, and I just have not found anything because it still continues to do this, which sucks. But on the daily chart, right, it's kind of at its low point. Well, this is lower, but again, this was last November is when it kind of bottomed, and then it started to take off through the winter. So maybe we have to wait until November for this thing to bottom again, somewhere down in here. Maybe it's a good opportunity to take something short. I don't know. Let's go find out. 60 minutes. Not fabulous. Not great. Maybe there's something on a 30. So here's the other problem, right? Is wicked way up and now it's come back down. So it's kind of like it's already made kind of a move into that little area, right? Like right there.
Target filled.
Oh, hey, look, target filled. How much money? Oh, we made $42. Fantastic. $42. How ridiculous. All right, we're going to let that sit and play around, but let's go back to this. So I'm not opposed to this little area in here, but it has kind of wicked into it already and started to revert its way back down. Oh, a 2-minute chart is not going to give me probably what I'm looking for here. I think we missed that one. I think we're going to zoom in so you can see it, but basically here was your kind of stopping and then your real push down that broke some lows, and prices kind of tested it and already started to fall back down. So again, I'm not going to sell it right here when I'm 10 ticks out of the area. That would take my risk from 170 per contract to 270 per contract. That's too much. I'm not doing that. That's not. All right. We're going to leave that guy alone. Let's go find something else. Bitcoin, what are you doing? Oh, man, selling. I know that because I have some crypto and I've been watching it slowly get worth less and less. It's really a fun game to watch your assets lose value. Not enough data. 20 days. Not enough data. More. No. Keep ticking it up until we find an area. Nope. Wow, 45 days? Are you serious? We're gonna go with 90. That's gonna take a second. Nope, didn't take very long at all. And I still do not have anything below this low. It has been a long time since Bitcoin has been down here. 180. That's a lot of data. There it is. All right. So right here, you see where my cursor is. If you look to the left, you have a low. And then if you scroll, oops, do I even have data for that? No, okay. I'm going to draw a line so you can see it. Hold on. horizontal line. All right, so stretch this guy out. So you can see not this blue, but this blue line right here. If we follow that back, we have a touch right here. I continued the move up. You guys can't see that very well, but I'm going to expand it even more. Maybe I should make the line darker. There we go. You have a touch here. And then if we move back this way even further, we have a different kind of touch, right? The other one was a support. These were resistance and it broke through. So this area would be the area that I would be interested in finding some sort of candle formation that you could get in on the trade with. The problem is this is a decent way from what current price is. So all right, doesn't mean it's a bad trade. It's just you're kind of down here. I'll get into that today. Maybe not. So if you want to be a day trader, you can put an alert on something like this, and it can alert you, let's say like up here, so you know, hey, it's coming down. And if I'm sitting at the computer and I get the alert, I know I can go look at that and go trade it. But I'll just keep an eye on it and kind of see what happens. But it might be hard pressed to get into that trade. And again, this is kind of the issue with like the day trading thing, right? You on a lot of platforms you can set up a stop and entry and a target separately. You can say, okay, well, I'm gonna put in an OCO, so it's order cancels order. If my entry gets hit, my OCO goes out around it, and now I'm protected to the downside or can take profit on the upside, right? And if one of these outside ones get hit, it cancels the other one. It's a very simple order. It might just be that I'm not used to trading with Ninja, and so I don't know how to do that on here, but I've yet to figure that out. So you might be able to do it on like the Matrix or I think they call it a dome. I don't remember the exact terminology, but that's the issue with placing a trade like this on this guy is that you either have to sit here and be looking at it, or it's got to be dang close to it, or you got to place an order and know, hey, I got to come back and adjust this real quick. Because these only adjust based on like, oh, how many ticks do you want it away, or how many points do you want it away? Well, a point on this is significantly smaller than a point on the crude oil or the NASDAQ or the ES or whatever it is you're looking at. So it's a little different. Let's go check back on this trade. Yikes. Remove some data because that's going to take way too long to load this stuff. We'll go with 15 days. All right. So we have a little trade here. We got in kind of dilly-daddling. We are in a very high time frame. So let's move it down just a titch. All right. All right. Doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great. All right. We hit it, luckily. Thank God. Oops, I went higher, not lower. 10 minutes. Okay. You are not looking very good now. Kind of hanging out in that area a little too much. Right, we need to move like this. We need it to touch. We need it to take off. We do not need it to dilly-daddle, and not my favorite. Just be reacting to this area in here. Who knows, right? I really don't love that. It's just an indication that there's just not a ton of like buying pressure going on. If it's like sitting and I mean, obviously there's selling pressure going on because it's going down. So maybe it's a trade we just get out of, you know? we'll just move our stop up a little bit, and hopefully we don't get. I mean, it's going to come knock me out of this for sure. Oh, we have some buyers stepping in. It's kind of pushing it back up a little bit. I mean, the positive part is we hit the target, right? So the first target, the whole goal of that is to remove your risk from the trade. It's going to stop me out. So you can see down at the bottom of the screen, maybe if you can see it, it's very, very small. $2.92, right? So even though we got into a trade, the trade did not work in our favor, it's still able to not give us a loss because we got a little bit of a bounce. We took the risk off the trade. We didn't move the stop. It came and stopped us out. And we still had a $2.92 profit, which is hard to argue that is even considered profit. But it is. All right. That's no fun. Now, man, if that would have been 2 full-size contracts, I probably would have pulled it off earlier because it was up like $100. So that would have been like $1,000, which would have been good. But we're playing around with micros, especially I'm still playing with micros because the federal government is still shut down. I don't love that. And I'm waiting for me to be sitting here one of these days in a big trade, and then they announce that they're going to reopen the government, and then the market goes crazy one way or the other or both ways, and knocks me out of some trade that it was actually good. So I'm kind of being cautious with the whole micro thing right now because I just don't think that the government shutdown is a super beneficial thing to be trading in low time frames like I like to trade it. I mean, these are 5-minute candles. They're small. They're not very big. We're still kind of sitting in that area. What does the NQ look like? The NQ is sitting in that area as well. Maybe it was a 10-minute. No, both of them kind of broke through this little area here. They both got a little bit of a bounce. So there was some buyers in there. They just didn't quite hold up to the selling pressure. Yeah, I mean, this line down here, obviously there's something going on in there, but there's really nothing in this little formation here unless maybe we go to a smaller time frame to find something. But clearly there's some buyers, right, at this line. Wow, there's a lot of selling zones. Loading. 1-minute charts take a lot to load, right? You look at a 120-minute chart and you're like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. And then you go to a 1-minute chart and every one of those 120-minute candles turn into 120 candles. That's a lot of candles. All right, back in here. So it does look like there is some sort of basing right there. I don't know if we're going to actually get down to that. We might be able to. What is that risk? $55. I'd be a little bit above it. So this doesn't always draw exactly the way that I would. And so you kind of have to adjust it sometimes, which is okay. It's kind of hanging out. I'm assuming we're just waiting for more sellers to kind of continue breaking through to get us down into one of these areas that will work better. But for right now, there's not a lot going on. So I think we'll check a couple more things real quick. Not the NASDAQ. We'll go to micros and we'll check crude oil. Not on a 1-minute chart right away. Okay, crude oil is on a dip, and there is some selling pressure up in here. So maybe we can pop up into that. Let's go see. Let's go see. No. Better, but not great. 15-minute. No. Let's go to a 10. Sorry, I gotta make it real small in here. All of this kind of got eaten up a little bit, and that is, it's 80 ticks above kind of where current price is, 80 to 90 ticks above where current price is. I don't know if that is going to get up there in this short time frame that I have. So we're going to probably go to the next one. Yes, we looked at Bitcoin. Oh, the Russell. The Russell's a mover and a shaker. I'm just kidding. It usually is not, but recently there's been some decent moves in the Russell. These days have been kind of jumpy. So that's daily, still in an overall uptrend. Have a little bit of pressure pushing back up. Same to all the other, the ES, the NASDAQ. So we're gonna see 120. There's not enough data on this sucker. We'll go to 60 minutes. We kind of broke below this little low in here, so we're sitting now. Pretty sideways. Yeah, I don't love it, right? It's just pinballing between here and here. Not my favorite. All right, doesn't look like there's a ton to trade right now, so I'm going to hop off of here and see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.